Hello, this is Tom Carhill. It's Thursday, the 18th of the 1st, 2018. I'm just doing a quick video. This is going to be a quick one. And it's just something that I think a lot of people might find quite interesting. It's the fact that I've got videos that are quite old and obviously videos that are newer. So I did one yesterday, but I hadn't done one for about 6 months or something, maybe 7 or 8 months even before that. But still, about a third of the comments I get, right, are people saying to me that I'm bad, because they're often on the Bill Maloney videos, right? Because Bill Maloney's a great guy, and what have I done to stop institutional child abuse? They're always saying it. They say it all the time. And it's just weird how, like, Bill Maloney's been completely exposed as a fucking agent who was deliberately helping cover up child abuse, right? And terrorise the victims and make them look stupid and try and get them to kill themselves. And he was extorting money out of them. And he's even in a civil court case where the victims are trying to get the money back off of him. Yet even like fucking 4 or 5 years later, after I've exposed him, I've completely decimated him, he's stopped all of his activity as a result of me. And he admits it's as a result of me. Because, you know, Brian Harvey, the singer, the E17 singer, he says, no, he hates you because he blames all of his downfall on you. And the way you just made a complete joke of him and explained exactly what he was doing, and then he had to stop doing it. Yet, it doesn't matter what I actually do, there will still be these morons who actually somehow just start going, you're a pedo, or you're a pedo enabler, or a pedo minder or something, and you're just thinking, well, it's fucking crazy. And the other thing they do is they don't. I always say at the start of a video what time and date it is. Now, the last video I did hilariously at the start, I don't know, and idiotically, like I said, it was April 2018, which it actually isn't. It's actually January. But the thing is, they'll go, why are you always in Thailand? Well, if on one video I'm in Thailand, and then you continually watch that video for several years, it will give the illusion that I'm in Thailand, I suppose. Do you see what I mean? It's a bit like saying, why is Sean Connery always in Barbados? No, he's not always in Barbados. That film was just filmed in Barbados. Do you see what I mean? It's absolutely, they are so stupid. And a lot of these people are like educationally subnormal people from England, of which we have quite a lot, because they always use lots of bad language. But that doesn't mean you're educationally subnormal. What they do is they also write in this kind of way where they often make comments and you can't even understand what they're actually saying in the comment. It doesn't really make any sense. And sometimes they write 10 comments just straight away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've got no sort of sense of like, well, you can't, and they'll literally track all your videos down and start slagging you off. But sometimes it's not even clear they're slagging you off. You only have to like triangulate what they're saying through all of the comments, and then you see all this nonce, pedo, fucking cunt, wanker, cunt shit. And you say, oh right, they're actually slagging me off. I understand now, but it's not clear when you just look at one of them. So yeah, it's just weird how like how stupid the public are, and it's like even they take an interest in stuff, but they just don't catch on. And that's how things like this fucking Madeleine McCann hoax. I mean, how can anybody believe that fucking stupid story? It's just beyond me. It's absolutely fucking beyond me, right? And then you've got these supposed like awoken people who like, you know, take an interest and don't believe what's in the newspapers. But what are they doing with that case? They're just believing what's in the newspapers. That's what they're doing, because they're believing there is a story when there isn't a story, right? It's made up. That's what's happened. And it's exactly the same with like, it's basically the same with everything. And again, like with everything, it's what this does is it starts dividing people so that you've got the intellectually, genuinely intellectual people don't want to have anything to do really with stupid people because it's so fucking annoying. And what it's doing is it drives you to a position where if you could have a beer with one of these fucking pedos who, you know, like runs the government, or one of the peasants, it'd be like, well, it's a toss-up. It's like, I don't really want to have a beer with either of them, but at least you could have a normal conversation with the fucking pedo who runs the government. Do you see what I mean? This is how bad it is. They've managed to completely fucking undermine themselves. Like, it's quite shocking how stupid they are. And like Greg Hallett says, and I mean, I'm not a big endorser of Greg Hallett anymore, like, but, you know, they're fiercely defensive of their ignorance. And that is what they're like. And it's like, it's not just the English public, it's the same with most places, or probably all places. But the stupidity level is just absolutely astronomical. You know, they can literally see something in front of their face, and even though it's there, and it's been proven, and you're quite happy to answer questions about it and explain it to them. You're not saying you're stupid, you should look everything up. You're literally talk them through it, give them little answers, look up this thing, look up that thing, look up the tragedies of Brown and Thatcher and how they're filming a stillborn baby secretly in a fucking maternity ward. And they're still going, no, you're a pedo, It's just absolute. When you've got that happening, they're absolutely just destroying their own credibility. But it's more the fact, it's more like the zeitgeist, you know, the spirit of the age. They're literally identifying themselves as just being so fucking stupid that they just don't, they literally don't deserve to even have your attention or your time. Yeah, they'll still carp at the sidelines and slag you off. That's what low people do. But there's nothing wrong with slagging people off if they've done something wrong. But the whole point is, you could fucking go to fucking Mars on some fucking aeroplane you'd built in your garage, and they'd still go, "You're a fucking wanker. You're useless." Yeah, that's how they are. It doesn't matter what you do, they will always slag you off because they're fucking low people, and that's what low people do to make them feel better. But then, as I said, I think that it gets to a certain point where it's a little bit worse than that. I think this self-hatred that a lot of people have gets so bad that it actually transforms from just general feeling bad about themselves and then putting people down to make them feel better to just literally doing bad or probably evil, because they found that this conduit of hatred that they have about themselves, if they just keep pumping it out, if they just pump it out all the time, then, you know, like, they've sort of got used to doing it so much that eventually, instead of thinking, I'm jealous of that person, so therefore I'm going to slag them off, they just start just saying evil things and doing bad things. It's like it's a slippery slope. It's a bit like thinking, oh, I'm a bit stressed, so I'll have like a glass of whiskey. And then all of a sudden, you could get to the stage where when you wake up in the morning, you will just, you know, like be counting down the hours to 11 o'clock when you can start drinking like a bottle of whiskey. So you're not actually stressed. It's kind of like the wheels on a bike and the pedals on a little kid's bike. You know, sometimes you can pedal backwards and the bike will actually go backwards. It's kind of like it starts actually affecting you. It does the opposite of what you actually wanted it to do. And that's the same with, I think, marijuana. You know, people who just constantly smoking marijuana all the time. It's the same kind of thing. And it's also the same kind of thing as, you know, people who like beating their children up for a hobby, or putting their children down all the time, or banning their pocket money. So, like, they'll ban your pocket money every day for 3 years. And then when you say, well, you haven't given me any fucking pocket money for 3 years, and they'll go, yeah, okay, yeah, because you were bad. And you're like, what did I do? Just generally. And you're like, for fucking 3 years, and you can't even think of one thing I did. It's the same. It's like, it's just evil. This thing is, what I found is that if you succumb to evil, and that often happens due to insecurity, it's exactly the same as, you know, getting completely out of your head on drugs or something and then going and like fucking chopping someone's heads off with an axe. People go, well, how did that fucking go from there to there? What it is the person gets to the point where they're just a conduit for evil energy, because they've just accepted that that's what they do, and it's like a pacifier. Nobody wants to be bad. If a little kid has a tantrum in a supermarket and starts screaming, right, they don't want to be doing it. But what happens is they've got this thing in their head. They want to manipulate the parents. The parents do what they want, and it gets out of hand. And then if that parent doesn't sort that kid out and stop it doing it, then the next day they'll be doing it, then the next day, and then all of a sudden they'll be doing it fucking 10 times a day. The kid doesn't want to do it. Yeah, it's all of these things, all of these vices, if you like. Yeah, they're all coming from the same root cause, which is certain people have like never got over the fact they've got like self-hatred and insecurity, and if you don't rein it in and like consider how you're going to kind of go forward without having that, you will just constantly be abusing people. You'll be abusing yourself. You won't have a nice time. You get in like a non-comfort zone, which you think's a comfort zone, which is where you just do that all the time. And every single vice that people have, I believe, comes from this. But when it comes to these things to do with like people like Bill Maloney and stuff like that, it's absolutely insane. I mean, how can people not understand? I mean, he told Brian Harvey, there's even fucking recorded, I think he's even got recordings of him going, slagging me off and saying that I'm calling him Bill Maloney and I'm slagging him off and I'm completely destroying his career. Yeah, career. Yeah. Because he thought, it was a career. He's obviously getting paid by someone. I don't know who's paying him. And he had to close his business down. Puddick's other agent, Michael Dougherty, had to close this business down, which was meant to be a charity. And people are still going, no, they're still active. They don't give a fuck about you. I bet you if they met you in the street, they'd beat the fuck out of you. And you're like thinking, well, for a start off, no, they wouldn't. But anyway, whatever. It's just, I can't understand how, no matter whatever you actually do, a lot of the public are just so stupid that they're still talking about things that happened 5 years ago, as though that thing that happened 5 years ago, which stopped 5 years ago because I exposed it and what he was doing, and he got too scared, and now he can't walk down the street because he's too scared that he'll get his head kicked in because so many people fucking know what he's up to. Yet most people just go, no, you're a pedo, you're in Thailand, and you're like, oh fuck, what the fuck? Yeah, on that video at that time, way back then, I was in Thailand. Does that mean I'm still in Thailand? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It just means on that video, I was in Thailand, but they watch it like as though it was, and they just assume that it was. Again, it's just like complete and utter stupidity. It's like they just had this knee-jerk reaction, even though there's a date on the video, and I even say the date. They still think that every single video they watched was literally created 5 minutes before they watched it. The stupidity level is just like it's fucking it's through the roof. I just don't know how if it keeps going this way, I just don't really know how the country's going to ever get anywhere ever. I mean, you've got like, I've been keeping track of the news, and like all these cases of police where they haven't bothered using evidence, and they've like given the defence the evidence literally the day before the trial after they've been on fucking bail on remand in prison for fucking 6 months. And there's a video camera contradicting the story of the the complainant, the alleged victim. It happened about 10 times in 1 week last about a week ago, and it's like the public are just going, oh, that's not very good, is it? And the public still haven't got it into their head that the reason that this is coming into the newspapers isn't to inform them. It's to say, look, you stupid cunts, this is what we're doing. What are you going to do about it? And nobody does anything, yeah? Nobody does anything. And when you go to the video I did yesterday about Puddick, and like the quite comprehensive one about what he's actually up to, when you actually look into what he's actually up to and what his lot are up to, which is, they're not all Jews, by the way, but most of them, the Jewish pedo mafia obviously is a fact. That's who he works for. But they're also working with other fucking weird criminal deviant perverts, like the one down in Australia. You've got, what's his name, David Shoebridge, and Alexander John Wakefield, the judge, and Anne Britton's another one. She's another judge down there. And then there's also Nancy Hennessy. There's a whole load of them, a whole load of fucking pedo-enabling, pedo-protecting, pedo-normalisation people down there. And some of them are Jews, some of them aren't. Most of them are Jews normally. But they're normally cryptos, crypto Jews, like they're hidden Jews. They don't actually admit they're Jews. They don't go to the synagogue and stuff, but they are actually Jews. They're the evil ones, like the Sabbatean Frankists or the Young Turks or the Marano Jews. You know, they're hidden Jews. They're not actually but they are really Jews. But the thing is with a lot of these people is it's like they have such contempt for people because people are so incredibly fucking stupid. And the thing is that, I mean, I can't endorse any of the paedophile stuff or the pervert stuff that they want to get normalised. But the thing is, when you start thinking that you're dealing with people who it's not just working class people, it's also middle class people. They're probably even more stupid. Most of the people in most countries are just totally incapable of using their brains. So they don't really consider you a proper person. And as I said, I know that it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy because if they dumb down the education system and make people stupid, they're going to be stupid. But the thing is that some of these people, it's like Soma in Brave New World. It's like they kind of enjoy their horrible lives, and they kind of think that it's somehow like being in a gang, and they've just got to like pretend that they don't notice because that's kind of the trick of being in a gang. And you can see how, on a sort of spiritual and moral level, those people, if you actually allow incredibly evil people to rule you, and well, they're not even ruling, are they? Because they've got rules, but they don't stick to any of their rules. Everything is totally corrupt. If you let people do that, it doesn't matter what's going to happen. Like, in terms of like, I mean, most of these people are that stupid. I mean, which is most people. They can't do anything about anything. They just have to accept everything. Do you know what I mean? They have no actual power because they've disempowered themselves. That's why, not because they don't have power and the government should give them more power. No, it's because they don't have any power themselves. But if you actually really analyse on a deep level what's going to happen to them, I mean, if you think of it in a sort of like reincarnation terms, or you might not believe in that and you believe in heaven. I mean, how can somebody who prefers to let people lie to them about things which are going to damage their children and their grandchildren and, their next door neighbours' grandchildren and children, I don't have any children, but, it doesn't make any fucking difference. How evil they have to, it's a pure proliferation of evil. They just let evil go into them, and then the evil just lets them do all this stupid shit. They're not going to reincarnate upwards. They're going to go downwards, aren't they? And frankly, a lot of people like Satanists think that ignorance is the only evil, like lack of enlightenment is the only evil. Now, some of these Satanists, they're actually probably in a certain way kind of quite well-meaning, because at least they're consciously doing what they're doing. Now, of course, you've got different types of Satanists, haven't you? You've got theological Satanists who believe in Satanism, and there's the other ones who just say, well, why would I not do the things I like? Like I like eating fucking meat, and I like having sex with loads of prostitutes, and I like taking loads of drugs. So therefore, why would I deny myself that way? There's certain people, and probably some of them are actually okay, some of those ones. But the thing is, because they're making a conscious choice. These people are never stupid people. They're always clever people, and but you've got the other ones, obviously, who are like really fucking seriously dangerous and evil, and they want to like rape children to get fucking demonic energy coming to channel the demon through them, so that they don't even want to have sex with a kid, but they're doing it because it channels demonic energy. The demon will go inside them because they possess themselves, and then they go and like chop its fucking head off or something. Now they're not okay. Those people, no, I don't think they're okay. But the thing is that, in their defence, I mean, if the public is as completely fucking stupid as it is now, and anti-intellectual, it is anti-intellectual. England now is anti-intellectual, but you've got this pseudo and intellectual angle. So like people pretend to be intellectual, and they have lots of fancy words that mean absolutely nothing and just confuse you. So they actually don't mean nothing. They mean that would be like an inert statement, like a meaningless word. What it is these words they use, they just completely fucking confuse you, so you don't know anything about anything. And you could sit there, do a lecture on, say, psychoanalysis. The whole lecture would just completely confuse everybody because it's all complete bullshit. So, like, you've got somebody who's taken the easy option, or they think it's the easy option. It's never the easy option, but it's the easy option for a slob, intellectual slob, who's allowed, instead of doing the right thing, they do the wrong thing, and then they just spend their entire life justifying doing the wrong thing, right? And making out that actually every other single thing that happened isn't as a result of them doing the wrong thing. It's as a result of everybody else, like making it happen. But it's not, and so that's the really, really dangerous thing. And I believe that I did a video a while ago, and it was a few years ago now, called like "Are English People the Lowest Race of All?" And I think possibly a bit of a provocative title, but the whole thing is that this lowness of morals, an acceptance of lowness of morals, an acceptance of bad behaviour, and acceptance of people who just spend their entire time criticising everyone whilst being a complete cunt, and not actually criticising for any productive purpose, just because they're allowed, right? These people are absolutely in England. I think they've pretty much destroyed they've destroyed any prospect of me ever being happy living there. Really, there's just too many of them there, and it's completely accepted, and it's like institutional, or sorry, not even institutional. It's like societal acceptance of arseholes, or well, it's not even arseholes, because arseholes is someone who just doesn't give a fuck. That's what I would sort of normally describe as an arsehole. They just don't care. So they do bad things, but don't really care. But these people, they're not actually doing bad things because they're benefiting, like stealing a car or stealing some money or getting a TV and putting it in their house so they've got a TV and you now don't have a TV. What they're doing is it's the equivalent of getting a car and just fucking driving it into a canal, or getting a TV and just fucking burning it on a fire. This is how they are. They don't actually have any benefit from what they're doing. Do you see? Because all of these people who will go on the internet and say, for instance, you're a pedo, or something stupid like this, or basically call me names, or threaten to beat me up, or say that you will get beaten up when you come home, you're scared, that's why you're in Thailand, you must be a pedo. Constantly saying pedo. They're completely fixated with it. And it's like all of those people, some of them are agents, so they're getting paid, right? But most of them aren't agents. Most of them are just like fucking lowlives. And these lowlives, they're not getting anything out of it. So why are they doing it? Do you know? And it's almost like, I know some of them are just too stupid to understand that I've seen something, I'm explaining it. But like, even, there was a video I did about Madeleine McCann. A couple of them, maybe 2 or 3 maybe. And I've explained how it's a complete scam, it's completely made up. And actually, someone's just actually done an article on it, and they published it yesterday. I can't get on the internet in a minute because the internet's been cut off, but I will be back on the internet later on today. But I'm filming this, and I'm not on the internet in a minute. There's this guy called Not Travis, and his name's Johnson. No, I forget his name. But he's put it on John Hamer's the falsification of history website. And I think it will be good. I will read it. It will be worth reading. But I can't read it now because I let the batteries run out on the other computers I had. So, and that's where the page was open. So I did open the page. I could have read it offline. But yeah. But anyway. So you've got even things like the Madeleine McCann case. It's like people will literally feel... I mean, I don't really feel the need to start calling people names. I mean, I know a lot of people, again, they're hate-filled losers. So therefore, they love getting on the internet and slagging people off just because they just can, because it's the internet and the person can't beat them up or fucking grab hold of them and fucking go, what did you say about me? Why did you say that? And not hit them and just let them explain, and they just like, look, they'd probably piss themselves. But yeah, this, even the Madeleine McCann case, I mean, it's so obviously. I mean, well, to start off, I don't think I was in England when it happened, so I wasn't hit by the full force of it. But it clearly fucking didn't happen. The whole thing is just completely made up. And once you say to people it's made up, they'll start going, but there's a little girl at stake. And you go, yeah, but the anti and pro McCann, the pro and anti McCann Facebook groups and stuff, yeah, they're all run by people who work for Puddick, Ian Puddick, right? And one of them even admitted working with Puddick, right, and using a fake false name. I've even got a Facebook message, you know, on the messages you get. And yet people just go, no, it's a little girl, and it's like, look, if I was to go on the TV and say, oh, a little girl has gone missing, right, yeah, everyone, or like 99% of people in England would go, oh. Now, fair enough, I'd probably go like that to start off with. But when you realise they're just lying the whole time, yeah, and they don't give a shit about children, especially not your children, right, yeah, well, they give a shit about sexually abusing children. Obviously, it's the BBC in England. So, you know, like they've got plaques around the BBC building. All of them were done by a guy who used to keep a diary of his sexual encounters with his little children and his fucking dog, yeah? So, I mean, they've never been taken down. They're absolutely 100% committed to child abuse and bestiality and Satanism. Because that would be the other thing. That guy will probably have been a Satanist, won't he? You don't just go around like, I mean, I don't think you can actually have a sexual attraction to dogs. I don't actually think you can have a sexual attraction to children. I don't think it exists. I don't even think you can have a homosexual attraction. What it is, it's... well, I suppose you could possibly think, that man, you know, there's a man who looks a bit effeminate or something. You might sort of get a bit confused and think, oh, well, it's like a woman. You know what I mean? That possibly could happen. But I don't actually think you can have a sexual attraction to men, young boys, if you're a man, you know. I don't think you can. I don't think it's possible. I think it's just like pure mental illness and, you know, like it's some kind of trauma response. I'm absolutely convinced of it. And if you ever talk to any gays who tell you the truth, you know, like if they know that you won't go blabbing to telling everybody else what they've said, they generally all have the same impression. It's a condition that they've got, and for some of them it's easier to just ride with it than to stop doing it, you know. So unfortunately they just continue to do it. Just like fucking drinking too much or taking too many drugs, or you know what I mean. It's the same kind of thing. That's what I believe it actually is, you know. So anyway, it doesn't matter. I can make videos about people. I can literally flush them down the fucking COINTELPRO laxative toilet forever, so they never ever show their face in the light of day again. And people will still say, no, you didn't scare them off, because look, I've seen a video of them today, so they're still about. The video's 10 years old. It's mind-bogglingly stupid, but that's just how they are. Anyway, my name's Tom Cahill. It's Thursday, the 18th of the 1st, 2018. Have a nice day. Let me know what your thoughts are.